Hello, folks, and welcome to Haunted. Tonight, we are at the Evergreen House in my hometown of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And while I never lived here, you know who did? Helen Creighton, Canada's foremost folklorist. Every ghost investigator, frankly, every historian, so I consider myself an historian, but I'm also a ghost investigator on this show, and every ghost investigator owes Helen Creighton a debt. A big debt, because she interviewed all sorts of people throughout the Atlantic provinces, preserving those traditions, those stories, many of those songs, just an amazing contribution to Canadian culture. But she also preserved ghost stories. Amongst all those stories, that's why the book Blue Nose Ghosts exists. So Helen Creighton is a bit of a touchstone for us. So it's a real honor to be here in Evergreen House. She lived here. This was her family, had this house for many, many years. So Holly is in the room with the tape recorder and Helen Creighton's desk, where she would have transcribed many of her notes and all that sort of stuff, done her work. And Holly has, I believe I've set up the Estes method because I've come to love this, where one person can hear what the ghost box is saying, while the other person, in this case Kim Moser, is in the next room over. We'll be asking questions. We've deployed all of our devices. I'm sure Helen Creighton would love to have had some of these. What I want to do, folks, and I want all you folks at home to help me, I want you to think of a ghost story maybe you've heard yourself, or somebody told to you, or something that you've experienced. And let's try and transcend space and time, because this is happening now and you're watching it then. But let's see if we can bridge space and time and reach out to Helen Creighton, because it's not the ghosts that I want to talk to right now. It's Helen Creighton, the ghost of Helen Creighton, I suppose. So, Helen Creighton, if you are out there, can you come down this evening and communicate with my friends Holly and Kim, who are next door, not in a scary way? We're not here for demons or anything tonight. We're here as explorers, adventurers, folklorists ourselves, historians. We want to get your story, whatever you have to tell us. Or if you want to tell us a ghost story, if you want to give us a little blue nose ghost scare, feel free to do that too. So yeah, we're going to start off by diving right in, and Holly and Kim are going to get right to it. Holly,
yep.
Headphones on, ghost box on.
Copy that.
Kim, are you ready?
I am ready.
So Helen, if you are out there, please come down, make contact with Kim and Holly, because we all really want to talk to you right now.
Helen, hello. My name is Kim, and I wanted to introduce myself to you because, first of all, I'm a huge fan. Second of all, I went to the same school as you. You went to the Halifax Ladies College, correct?
Yes, on the obelisk.
Have you gone to introduce yourself to Holly?
No, on the obelisk.
Well, I would take this opportunity to go introduce yourself to her. She's very friendly. She very much likes ghosts.
Okay.
Do you have anything that you'd like to tell Holly specifically?
Yes, on the obelisk.
I would ask you to take this opportunity to try to sound the word out.
3-8.
3-8. Her age, Holly's age.
38?
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. How old are you?
38.
38, so like 3 and 8?
Yeah. You know I don't know what's going on, right?
Kim,
Hey.
3 and 8, what do those numbers mean? Did they pop up somehow?
Well, I was asking Helen to go introduce herself to Holly, And then it said 3-8, which is something personal to Holly.
There you go. All right. So just just wanted to break up the
Yeah.
Estes session to let you know that maybe Helen Creighton
Someone is
trying to
here.
make contact with you. Yeah?
Sweet.
Helen, do you come here often? Do you come visit your old home?
Yes on the obelisk.
Are you able to give us a sign
Yes on the obelisk.
that means a lot to us? Maybe you could say one of our names.
Paul. And then it laughed.
Helen said my name, and then she laughed.
Yes on the obelisk.
And yes on the off list. So Helen, if you're there, I am here to entertain you. So it's all light, love and light tonight.
Yes on the obelisk.
She likes that too. So I just got cold chills.
It's time to come in.
Okay. Yes. Come in, come in, Helen. Come in. We want to talk to you. Come on down. Helen Creighton said my name. Pretty cool.
Did you know that this isn't my first time here? In fact, 3 of us have been here before.
Brad.
Well, Brad, you have met before, yes. Yes, you've met Brad before. Could you say my name?
I heard Kim.
What?
Yes
Stop
on
it.
the obelisk.
So let me get this straight. Holly doesn't know this. You were asking, do you remember any of the 3 of us? Because we shoot a show called Maritime Museums, and we did this museum just a couple months ago. And Brad was here as my sound guy, Kim was my production manager, and I host and direct the show. And you asked, do you remember any of us? So it's already said my name and laughed, and I have to admit, I think I was pretty entertaining in that episode. And the other 2 names, she heard Brad? She said Brad, right?
Yeah, she said Brad.
Holly said Brad, but you heard Kim's name.
She
So-
recognized us.
So I think that's a thumbs up for Maritime Museums. And back to talking to Helen Creighton.
Yeah.
She did laugh after my name, unfortunately.
Got it?
Oh, we got it, all right. All right, continue on.
Maybe she finds you funny, Paul.
Paul. It's funny.
I'm back, because as soon as I left, my name came up, did it?
Yeah.
Brad is confirming, and did it say it's funny?
I think it said good like 4 times now.
I feel uplifted, Kim, that A, we might be talking to Helen Creighton, and B, she seems to like my other show, which is,
Yes.
I think she's having fun now.
she does seem like she might have a sense of humor. And if you're going to spend your entire life talking to people and listening to their stories, you A, have to be a good listener, B, you have to be a bit of a good conversationalist, and C, you definitely have to have a good sense of humor and appreciation of life. So maybe we're getting that from Helen Creighton. There are
Yes on the obelisk.
There are darker stories in here. The Dartmouth explosion, there's an exhibit on that with some artifacts. We'll dive into that later. And young children that died here. There are darker stories here. But at the moment, I think we're talking to Helen Creighton.
I think so too. It's really incredible.
And I think she likes Brad and Kim and Paul.
Yes on the obelisk.
Here's what we're going to do, folks. We're halfway through. We're going to switch it up. Kim, you're going in. Holly's coming in here. We'll let Holly
Yes
talk.
on the obelisk.
Helen likes that idea. We'll let Holly talk to Helen, and we'll see if you can hear what what she's saying.
Who am I speaking with? Oh my God, the REM pod just went off. Is there somebody in the chair I guess, in front of me? Hello? Hi. Has it been doing that?
Nope.
What the?
Filming.
Yeah, we are filming this. Can you tell Kim your name?
Spirit.
Wow. Okay. So you can see that you are causing that to go off?
Spirits.
What did she say? Spirits? Can you make the green light come on and stay on?
I thought I heard Paul again.
Are you by Paul? Is that why you keep saying his name?
Got a yes on the Ovilus.
Do you remember Paul? He's waving.
Arm.
So, just so that everybody understands, Paul was waving when it said arm.
Oh, I just got chills.
Are you trying to communicate to us with this REM pod? Hi, my name's Holly. What's yours?
Stevens. Stevens.
Stevens.
All right, this is my favorite place so far. This is awesome.
Got a yes on the Ovilus.
Who are we speaking with? Can we have your name? Did you used to live here?
Flaw or law.
Oh my God. James.
Hello.
Hi, James. That's the gentleman who used to live here with his wife before Helen was
Got a
here.
yes on the Ovilus.
And your backup, Paul, is actually right to where he had his law office.
So Helen, if we were talking to you, I'm an historian. James, if we're talking to you, I'm a lawyer too. So 2 for 1. I'm now in
Okay,
your
yes,
old law
on the
office,
Ovilus.
James, which is an exhibit to Helen Creighton. Maybe we're getting 2 for the price of 1.
Safe.
Yes, I think we all feel safe here tonight.
Yes.
Why?
On
Yes.
the Ovilus.
Because we're here with Helen.
This is a beautiful room. Did you spend lots of time in here? What do you like most about this house? Is it the memories that were made here?
Do you have a message you want us to know? Something that you don't want forgotten?
Could you make a noise if you're here in this room with me?
Is there somebody that you want to talk to?
Could you make a noise in the room
Somebody
for Holly
here.
if you're over there with her?
Or maybe somebody that you loved that you want to talk to?
Oh, the ED's going off. The ED is going off as I'm holding the ghost box up to a copy of Blue Nose Ghosts.
That's really cool, Paul.
And there it goes again.
Wow.
So I don't think that that thing has gone off until I pick this up. Brad is shaking his head that it hasn't. He can see it. So, Spirit, just heard Spirit. Hi, Helen. I'm a big fan. Can you, well, this isn't actually my copy, so you can't autograph it. Sorry.
Helen, are there other people in this house with you
I'll put it back.
that have passed as well? Did you know that maybe your house was haunted when you lived here? Did this house really serve as inspiration for doing what you did with the paranormal?
As I touch the tape recorder lightly, because it is an historic artifact, I just brushed it slightly. The ED flashed again.
I'm like shaking, I'm so cold.
Helen,
I'm frozen.
holy moly. I just got full body chills.
That's interesting. I did at the same time, Paul. Haha.
Helen Creighton, are you here?
Yeah, she's here.
Whenever I touch this, that lights up. And when I stop touching it, it goes red. When I do touch it, it goes blue.
That's weird.
I have used tape recorders before, Helen, because I took oral research methodology when I was in university. Am I talking to a fellow historian? I'll take that as a yes. Haunted Story Time with Paul Kimball. Because blood was shed in the burial of a treasure, there are those who believe that it must also be shed to get the treasure out. Also, it would seem that the guardian ghost is not always a man. There are instances where a woman has been reported in that role. Quote, on Red Island at Chesapeake, Mr. Roast went out for his cows and a woman chased him around the island 3 or 4 times. He stopped for breath and she sung the pitifulest song he ever heard. She said, I'm in trouble. There's money here and I want you to get it. You've got to draw blood from 2 twins. He could have drawn it from the 2 lambs, but he never bothered. The guardian ghost's existence seems to be a strange contradiction. It may plead with the human to remove the treasure and even explain how it can be done. But when the attempt is made, it will carry out its orders in all sorts of terrifying ways. Blue Nose Ghosts. Helen Creighton. Those are the kinds of stories that she gathered. Now, this book is an artifact. It's not like 500 years old or 200 years old, but this is probably a 1st or 2nd edition with a really cool drawing on it. Now, the only person who would be aware of this, and we are in our sort of firing squad's review circle segment here, which we've kind of taken to doing over the last couple of episodes because it's good to sit and talk amongst friends and Holly about good things that have happened. No, Holly's a dear friend, of course. So at the end, when I went under the earphones, I might have reached over and gently touched the tape recorder that Helen Creighton used. I thought, well, okay, I'm going to try and make connection. Brad, what happened?
That thing started going crazy.
Had that thing, you were the only person who had pretty much a consistent look the entire time, because you were just positioned, you were looking straight at it. Had that done anything before that?
No, nothing.
No. So it also happened when I pulled out this copy of Blue Nose Ghost, from which I just read. So that was moving towards the end. We had a whole bunch of stuff happen. We thought it might be Helen Creighton. We thought it might be the James family or Mr. James. And so you and I were the two. Brad heard it, but Kim did not because she had the headphones on. REM pod went kablooey, kablammy, kablowy.
Yeah, it went crazy.
That's the technical term for it.
It went crazy.
So if we were, 4 witches around a cauldron like in Macbeth, but with 1 extra witch, we would have a stew, a paranormal stew of interesting things. Now I have a question. Brad, Kim, Holly. How does everybody feel right now? Does anybody feel scared, worried, concerned? Raise your hands if you do. I don't. Does everybody feel potentially curious? I don't want to say fascinated, but like this is so far so good. Seems like maybe we're dealing with something that doesn't mean us any harm. This is a more benign kind of experience.
Yep.
Nice. So Holly is, we now all know, 38 years old. And when you was sort of saying make contact or give some sign of interacting with Holly when she was under the earphones, the numbers 3 and 8, right?
And my next question was going to be, can you tell something to Holly that only she knows or is personal to that effect?
Right.
And as I was gathering my thoughts to spit out the sentence is when you were like 3, 8.
Yeah.
I think that Brad was, not so much Brad, but he was listening into all of it, so he was drawn into the vortex. But I think all 3 of us have had some sort of experience. Kim, a physical one. Holly, maybe somebody reaching out with your age or a personal detail. Me, maybe by touching and getting the thing there going off. But things have been happening. And the REM pod, who knows what that's about? That could be for all of us. Great. So Helen Creighton, awesome. Lovely woman, did great work. Here's the thing, she's not the only one here. There's darkness here, not evil darkness, sadness. Sadness would be the better word. So the James family, which lived here for many years, and there are pictures of them over there. The best way to describe their tragedy is they had 11 children, and 8 of them died. 3 of them made it.
Yeah.
Diphtheria wiped out 5 of them within a month. Mm-hmm. So smallpox, I think, got another one, I'm not sure. But disease, generally, terrible, terrible stuff. So we can try and contact them and hear their story, which is, if we can, which is in the spirit of what Helen Creighton did. Not all the stories were happy ones that she would collect. Not all of the songs were happy ones either. The one that we recorded for Maritime Museums that they sang for us was a very unhappy song. It was about men and women and, never really ended well for the women kind of thing. So those were the ways that stories would be told. So we're going to look and see if we can dig into the Jameses story. Plus, they have a Halifax explosion, or as we Dartmouthians like to say, a Dartmouth explosion, because it happened in the middle of the Nair, so it could be any city. The Dartmouth explosion of 1917, or the Halifax explosion, there's an exhibit upstairs. And speaking of objects from the past that might have some residual energy, they have artifacts from the explosion, pieces of the Mont Blanc, pieces of the Emo that would have, when they blow up, land all over the city kind of thing. So maybe we can get, and we briefly, I think I asked the question, are there any Halifax explosion survivors here, victims here? And I think the number 4 came.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some spirits there that we can tap into and check as we take maybe a sadder turn, but sometimes the stories are sad. And then, but Helen's going to be here too, so maybe Helen can help us bring those stories out. Oh my God, I like that. Haunted Season 8, guest starring Helen Creighton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been really fascinated by the Halifax explosion. So seeing if there's anything residual hanging around upstairs with those artifacts, I think sounds like a really cool idea. But I'm also interested, of course, in hearing the story of the James family, if they're willing to tell it. But I'm a little apprehensive there. Just it's so sad.
It is, although we may have dealt like at Fort Anne with young children. So maybe we can talk to the children, hear their story. You never know. I'm going to work with Helen to try and bring these stories out. We're going to be good listeners. Doesn't seem like it now because I'm a talker, but I have an idea about the Halifax explosion. So when we take the SLS out and we see figures, have we ever pointed it at artifacts before?
To see if there's anything. No.
I don't
we
think
have.
so.
We might have by accident.
Yeah.
We might just go by and we didn't realize we were doing it. But what if you're sitting there with the artifacts from the ships right there, and You get the SLS, like we zoom in and go, okay, is there, maybe
Maybe there's something attached to them. Yeah.
yes, I like it. All right. Well, you know what time it is now?
Ghost o'clock.
Yes, random, oh my gosh, phantom ships and sea mysteries.
Perfect.
So we'll let Helen Creighton take us out. Oh, good heavens.
Oh.
So maybe not.
So I could open this to any page. I did not look. Could have been, there's
No.
like, I don't know, 300 pages in here. Okay, Kim, here you go. So here's the page I opened it to. Many ghost ships may be nothing more than this. I was reminded then of a young man from, where?
Chester?
Who has been brought up on stories of the teaser, and one night he saw it. The infamous ghost ship of Nova Scotia. I did a whole thing on synchronicities in the book I wrote, and the whole run of a month long. It's a long story, folks, but I'm a big believer in synchronicities, being things that can show you little glimpses that there might be more out there. And one of the things I used to like to do was just open random pages of books and see, is there something on the page that the person sitting next to me would resonate? I wasn't even thinking that, but there are 280 pages in this book, and I opened it up to one that had, first thing I saw, Chester.
Where I also sail a boat every summer. Here I am in the red parlor, and there's a little memorial over here in the corner for the James family. They're the ones that lost a lot of children, and there were 3 children that actually lived in this home.
Play a game?
I'm hoping by setting up this little lovely guy, Boo Buddy, that we are going to be able to detect changes in temperature, EMF, and also if something goes and touches him, he'll let us know. If there's a change in the EMF, then we're going to get different colors of lights on his paws. So if there's children in this room, maybe Boo Buddy looks like a fun toy. And it would be really neat if Boo Buddy started going a little crazy and started interacting with a child spirit.
I like good stories. Please tell me one.
Okay. So these artifacts are exceptionally interesting. These are actually pieces of the Mont Blanc, which exploded in the harbor in 1917. And I don't know why, but I've always found it really fascinating. Although, maybe kudos to the heritage moments that the government was putting out back when I was a child, because there was a couple about the explosion. And we've got the SLS to see if there's anything attached to these. This is, I mean, like a fascinating museum. Really, really awesome. There's this whole article here about Helen Creighton and her retelling her experience with the Halifax explosion. And she didn't live here when it happened. They were on Portland Street, but even as a child, I mean, just, yeah. She talks about, she actually was in bed with a sibling, I think, heard the explosion, and then yelled for her sibling to cover their head with the blankets, and all the windows exploded out. Literally saved their lives.
Point me into the direction of where you are, please. Doesn't appear to be anything there. Maybe this way. I just felt something weird on my back. Boo Buddy's asking if you can clap. Can you clap, please? Is there the spirit of a
Can you
child?
tell me a secret?
Is there a spirit of a child in this house? If so, cross these rods, please. Maybe if I get them lower, if there's a child here. I feel silly, but. Is there a child here? Ooh, that's a yes. Cool.
This room just feels like there's someone else in it. You're not in it, I'm not in it, crew's not in it, but it feels occupied. Hello? Feels like there's somebody else here. Hello? Is there anyone here with us? That was something on the stairs.
Well, let's go have a look.
Oh, I feel like something is touching.
You know your alphabet? A, B, C, D.
I'm so cold right now. It feels like I am enveloped in like a staticky cold, and I could feel something on my left arm again. Are you here with me? Is that you that I feel? Cross these rods for yes. Is that you?
I can hear Kim downstairs.
Is it upstairs where the children's nursery is?
Maybe she heard something too. It's picking up our mannequin friend. Let's go check out the nursery. Wow, it's cold in here. Oh. What is that?
What is what?
Hello? Yeah. Hello? Okay, whatever that was huge.
Do you want to be my friend?
You want to come and take the bear? You can cross these rods if you want to take the bear. That was the most steady, quick response. Oh my God. Can you please make the rods go apart now? Please make them go apart. Like, they feel like stuck. Like, look at this. I can't take them apart.
Kim?
Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm finally, I think, interacting.
Holy crap.
I can't take these apart.
Okay.
Okay, so there's other people here in the room with us, and I can tell that you really want to take this bear. Maybe you can't physically take the bear, but I would ask for you to pull these rods apart for me. I understand that this is a yes, and it's a very strong yes, but could you please pull the rods apart for me? I'm crouched down, by the way, because I wasn't getting much when I was fully standing up, but now that I'm kind of like at a child's height, things seem to be happening for me. Like, look. Look at this. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Kim, there was a small childlike figure that was standing beside you.
I'm not surprised. Have you ever seen the rods do this? Like, they're not letting go. They're not letting go. I know, like, I feel like full on chills right now because the polarity of these is insane.
It's like they're magnetic.
Uh-huh. Oh, they just let go. They just let go.
I don't see the figure anymore.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry that you can't actually take the bear. What would you do with the bear? Would you take it upstairs?
Oh my God, it's back.
Sitting on the chair?
It's not sitting, it's standing beside you.
Okay. Would you keep the bear in this room if I was to give it to you? Cross the rods for yes. Would you take the bear to your room?
Oh God, it's gone again. So you're getting stuff with the dowsing rods?
Yeah.
Is it interacting with the bear as well?
What's your favorite story?
No, it's not.
But just that you think it wants the bear.
Yeah, when I first asked it if it wanted the bear, cross the rods for yes, like they whipped into a cross for yes. And then I couldn't pull them apart when you walked down.
So from what you've been doing, would you say that it is a child?
Yes.
Do you want to try something else to try and see if it can communicate with us to give us some more answers?
Yeah, that'd be great. I think it likes the rods though. I think that's for certain.
Oh my God, it's back. It's like a child.
How about I give it Boo Buddy?
Boobay is ticklish.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay.
We've got red lights on the Boo Buddy as well. Just
Did
so
you say
know.
something? Could you please say it again?
It's literally like touching it right now.
Here's the bear.
That's ticklish.
Oh my God, it just reached out for you. Can you feel anything?
Here.
Phew, it got warm in here.
My hand's shaking. That's insane. Oh God, it's gone. So upstairs, I heard a noise,
Okay.
I like hugs.
like in the hallway or outside, at least the door where I was.
Yep.
And I don't know if you heard it as well. I thought it was on the staircase. We went into the nursery, and I haven't been getting this here, and then the thing I saw upstairs, the only two things I've seen on this all night. The thing upstairs, though, was like 8 feet tall.
What?
Yeah. And it was like standing over the crib.
Why?
You know what? It didn't tell me.
That's really scary. Why would something be 8 feet tall unless it was wearing a hat? You know, the tall hats like the one in this photo?
I think it's more, I mean, I'm gonna hope that it's human or was human, and it's more just a representation of potentially how interdimensionally like the space stretches or changes.
Sure.
Either that or there's a very, very large entity upstairs which may not be human.
In the nursery.
Yeah. So we have a plethora of things set up right now. I'm sitting just inside the nursery, which is as far as you can go, and I'm okay with that because back in the corner there is where I saw the really tall entity thing person. Kim thinks it might be Mr. James, who actually did pass away here in this house. So we're gonna see if we can make contact with him. We've got the ED set up, we've got the REM pod set up. I'm up here, I'm gonna do the Estes method. And we also have, if in the archives room, we have a laser grid set up just in case anything happens to pass through there that's been reported there as well. Kim is downstairs in the red parlor where she's been making contact with, we think, perhaps a young spirit. So perhaps they're connected. She's gonna ask some questions and I'm gonna sit here and hope that, hope for the best.
So just let me know when Holly has the headphones on and Kim will start asking questions.
Holly has her headphones on. We're good to go.
My friend Holly is upstairs in the children's nursery. Are you able to say hello to her?
Oh,
Is there a gentleman in this house?
mad?
Is there a very angry gentleman in this house because we're here trying to figure some things out about you?
What the hell was that?
Brad?
I don't know what she's talking to.
I don't know what's going on up there, but I can tell that she's elevated.
Oh, Jesus!
What?
Something growled at me?
Do you know anyone from the Creighton family?
No.
Whoa, that's weird.
Speak up.
Were there any bad people to ever come through the front doors here?
Trouble.
Can you name any one of us? Can you say Brad? Can you say Kim? Can you say Paul? Can you say Holly?
6. 6.
She said 6 twice.
Thank God.
Stop at that.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Something giggled.
Something giggled.
No, if she says 6 again.
6.
I'm not letting you in.
Too late.
I'm not letting you in.
Move.
Who am I speaking with?
Spirit?
Can you make a sound, please? Or tap Holly on her shoulder.
Something just inhaled, like, into my ear.
Like,
Yeah. That shouldn't happen going through radio channels.
I didn't hear that down here.
He didn't hear it?
no, he didn't hear that down there.
Holly, what did you hear?
She said she heard something
She
inhale.
heard something inhale into her ear.
Funny, I just asked it to touch you on your shoulder.
Great. Yeah. Yep. Great. And what do we think we're talking to?
I don't know.
Ask Kim. She's the one asking questions.
What do we think we're talking to, Kim?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, Holly, you come sit here. You're on camera. I'll go in there, and let's see if I get any different answers.
Oh.
It seems you really do enjoy scaring people.
All right, in we go. All right, ghosts, new player in the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Or don't hate the game, hate the player. I don't know. So you might get a different reaction from me if you whisper or inhale in my ear, or you might get the same reaction. Let's find out. All right, say something, Holly, just so I can confirm I can't hear you.
Paul is now on camera, and
I know you're talking, can't really make it out.
perfect.
Helen Creighton, if you're out there, I'd like to hear from you.
So now if I could get you to speak into Paul's ear and tell Paul your name, that would be great. Could you do that for me, please? Seeing as you've scared Holly, maybe you could scare Paul.
Holly. Ooh, something just went, ugh.
Right? Yeah.
Are you able to touch Paul on his shoulder?
Paul just touched his wrist as if something may have just touched him.
If you're able to see Paul, can you tell me what he's wearing? Is there something that Paul's wearing that you like? Do you not like speaking to another man?
This is interesting. I can hear Kim downstairs asking questions. And I can see Paul's reaction to something coming through on the ghost box.
Do you have any final words for us? Thank you for communicating with us. Was your intention to be scary?
Deaths. Tunnel. Message.
Jesus.
All right, ghosts or whoever's here. Last chance. That was something. I just don't know what it was. Done. I don't know, folks. Here we are. Not a lot. Some stuff happened maybe with a little girl. We did get some stuff on the SLS. So there might be another presence here. But I think last night, and sometimes this happens in the world of ghost investigating, I think last night was the night where we might have really tapped into Helen Creighton, which, no offense to the other spirits that maybe lived here, the spirit of Helen Creighton, which she's known worldwide. And if we were contacting her, or if she was contacting us last night, great. But tonight seems to be a bit of a quieter night. There might be something here, but it's just, as many of Helen Creighton's stories indicate, it may be just out of reach. You can feel it, sort of. You can sense it a little bit. But sometimes you just can't grasp it. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But I don't know, you can just keep banging your head against a wall, and I think that's what we might wind up doing tonight. I think whatever was here maybe earlier tonight said hello, the little girl, and maybe there was someone in this room that you picked up on, but didn't stick around, and maybe, I think I heard Kim say, maybe they're angry. Maybe they don't want to talk to us. Maybe the little girl is perfectly happy being here and just wanted to say hello. Saw the teddy bear, reached out and touched someone, said, hi, I'm here, and then off she went. And maybe that's what, maybe they've got better things to do on the spirit plane.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Hopefully the afterlife is much more interesting than the current one. And the current one is pretty interesting anyway. So if we talk to Helen Creighton, amazing. Great experience for me and to the rest of the spirits here at Evergreen House. Thank you for giving us a glimpse, maybe, of your world tonight. But I think this is the time where we bid you a fond farewell and wish you well, too. I think it just said farewell. Seriously, no, I think it just, I don't know, maybe bragging. I thought I just heard farewell. So
Nice.
I'm just going to take them at their word. Bye.
Do you still feel like you're in control? Are you frightened? Whoever's coming through, are they scaring you?
Are you talking to Amy or
I'm trying to talk to Amy right now.
Scaring me a little bit, but they're not scary. It's just taking a little bit out of me. Fall.
Did you fall down the stairs because you had a heart attack? What?
Just went flunk.
I think it came up the stairs.